Catching a bag of fish like these becomes much easier when you have the right float for the situation. Today we're at Field's End Water in Cambridgeshire, a medium-sized fishery which is well stocked with carp from £3 to £23. Today we're using a float from the mushroom pellet Waggler range, as we need to fish at a fair distance. The float's unique mushroom top acts as a bolt rig, making hooking fish at distance a piece of cake. If you look at the trees behind our angler, you can see how windy it is, and for that reason we'll use the longer mushroom special, which will give us more stability in the choppy waters. Its length and bulk body well below the water's surface will give us more control and stop the float drifting through too quickly in the surface wind drift. We would always suggest that you use a quick change pellet Waggler adapter to attach the float to the line. This will allow you to change the depth at which you fish in an instant, and should conditions change, swapping to a different float is easy. You can see here that our angler has about 3 to 4 feet of line from float to hook. This is an ideal starting depth, and remember, with the adapter you can change depth instantly anyway if you wish. If you find that you begin to get bites almost as soon as the float hits the water, or lots of false or line bites, then try fishing a little shallower. Of course, if you're not getting bites, the first thing to do is to try going deeper. Where the hook length and the main line join, it's advisable to have a small swivel. This will prevent line twists caused by the pellet and the annoying tangles that can follow. Probably the easiest way of attaching a pellet is by what is known as banding. This is a small latex bait band that is attached to the hook by a short piece of line. It's also known as hair rigging. Although it's fairly easy to tie your own hair rig with some practice, quite honestly it's even easier to buy them ready tied, and there are plenty on the market to choose from. Ask your tackle dealer for them. Any expert angler will tell you that accurate casting is one of the keys to catching more fish. A nice smooth action is what's required. Let's stop our angler in mid-cast and look at the way he does it. Firstly, you need to pick a target. In this case, he's chosen a gap between trees on the far bank. You can see that he's brought the rod in an arc to be directly behind his head. Now, using a firm lobbing action, push the rod forward, keeping it in a straight line between you and the target. Don't overcast. There's no point in casting further than you can catapult your feed. Now let's see it all done in one motion, smoothly back with the rod and a nice push forward. Even in a well-stocked fishery, it's important to feed your swim to keep the fish interested. Little and often is the best policy. 3 or 4 pellets every 30 seconds to a minute. This may sound like a lot, but carp are hungry little devils, and without the loose feed they'll soon look elsewhere. Along with the feeding, notice how the angler moves the rod every minute or so. This will move the float by a couple of feet and will have the effect of lifting the pellet and allow it to fall through the water again. The fish won't take long in arriving, and when the float goes, don't snatch at the rod. Just give a firm lifting motion to tighten into the fish. The chances are that because of the unique mushroom top, he'll already be hooked anyway. Don't bully your fish. Keep a steady pressure on the line by using the bend of the rod. Gently work him over the net and you'll be bagging up before you know it. Remember the #1 rule of fishing: enjoy it.